This week I'm having a look at the Land Rover Discovery. Let's find out how good it is as a baby drive. In the second row of the Discovery there are ISOFix in the two outer seat bases. Now they're in a kind of plastic channel with a leather flap over the top, and they have the best little invention I've ever seen, which is a little plastic flap that you swing around. It keeps that piece of leather up in the air so it doesn't get damaged while you've got child seats installed. It's just a really nice detail. Now the ISOFix were really nice and easy to connect to, which was great. There's top tether in the back of all three backrests. Now the outer two are within plastic guides and nice and high up. That central one isn't within a plastic guide and it's quite far down the bottom of the seat base. Now I could fit 3 child seats in here. I've got 2 forward facing and a rear facing, but you could get 3 forward facing in here too. Now I've been able to fit 2 nice big child seats in the third row here, which is fantastic. The ISOFix are within a plastic channel in the bottom of the seat, and there's top tether on the back of both seats as well. The only problem is accessing that third row. This seat either tips forward here or slides forward at the base. However, there's not really any space here for you to move it forward to enable people to climb through, and you would hit against any child seat installed in the second row as well. So you really do have to uninstall 1 or 2 child seats to access the third row. Storage in the second row of the Discovery is actually quite good. There are 2 mat pockets in the back of each chair. They will hold an iPad but not conceal it, and the top one was good for my daughter's little trinklets. And there's a fold down in the central seat back. They will hold a reusable and a disposable coffee cup. There's also a little fold out drawer in the back of the central console, and there's 2 12-volt sockets there too. Now the door bins aren't a bad size. They will hold a large refillable water bottle, and there's a little well in the top for the handle as well. Storage in the third row is actually quite good as well. There's a cup holder down at knee level here that will hold a reusable and disposable coffee cup, and there's one on either side. And also on either side, up below the window here, is a little covered space, good for storing phones, and also there's a USB port in there too. Storage in the front of the Discovery is good. There's 2 cup holders in the central console here. They will hold a reusable or a disposable coffee cup, and a large refillable water bottle fits in there too. There's a small well in front of that I found good for my mobile phone, because the larger one I find that it just slides around and makes a lot of noise, and there's also a 12-volt socket in there as well. The central console storage bin is really large in here, and it's got 2 levels, so it's got a little shelf in the top as well, and there's 2 USBs and a 12-volt in there as well. There are 2 glove boxes in here. The top one, you press a button on the dash and it just springs open, and I could get my wallet in there easily, and the one below is large enough to hold my iPad with the manual. There is a glasses case in the ceiling as well. The door bins in the front are a good size. They would hold my large refillable water bottle with an iPad, and there's little wells in the handles too. In this model, you raise and lower the third row seats by pressing a button on the side of the headrest and then pulling the tab on the back here. On some of the higher spec versions, there are electric controls on this panel on the left-hand side. The boot door of the Discovery opens and closes silently, which is great so it doesn't wake any sleeping passengers. There's also this solid flap at the back here. You press a button on the left-hand side and that lowers it, and you press it to raise it again. Now that's great for keeping things in the boot, and you can also just access things over it. Because when you're using all 7 seats, the roller blind does store in the boot floor here, which does make the boot floor a little bit uneven for placing bags and things into. Also on the left-hand side here are buttons to raise and lower the height of the car, which I found really useful this week because I'm quite short, so that I can easily access the boot here and load things in and out without having to reach up and in. Let's find out how much we can fit in the boot of the Land Rover Discovery. Using only 5 seats, it will hold 18 shopping bags, or the Mountain Buggy Duet twin stroller and 8 shopping bags, or the Britax Flex tandem stroller and 11 shopping bags, or the Mountain Buggy Urban Jungle single stroller and 10 shopping bags, or the Mountain Buggy Nano compact stroller and 13 shopping bags, or a large dog. Using all 7 seats, the boot will only hold 3 shopping bags. The Discovery is lovely to drive. It's really comfortable and smooth, and the interior feels nice and luxurious. I do really like the seatbelt display for all 3 rows that's in the screen in front of the steering wheel, and the lock on the door that locks all the windows and doors so no little fingers can meddle with them. The media system in the Discovery is a bit basic and old-fashioned really for a car of this price, and these images are really outdated. It doesn't have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which is something that I'd expect. When I put it into reverse, the camera image is lovely and clear, and it's all different angles that you can look at it from, which is fantastic. One of my favourite features is that you can change the volume of the parking sensors. You can lower them and raise the volume by just pressing the button on the steering wheel, which is a really good feature. To sum up with the Discovery, it is a great baby drive, and it's got some really good family-friendly features, especially those 5-top tethers. But when you're using all 7 seats, that boot space is tiny, and the media system isn't as good as I'd want in a car of this price.
Read the full reviews at BabyDrive.com.au.